Now, U.S. President Donald Trump claims U.S. strikes have obliterated Iran's nuclear sites. Iran, however, has claimed that the damage was not irreversible. Iran also claims that it moved its 400 kg stockpile of enriched uranium to another location shortly before the strikes. More than 24 hours after the strikes, President Donald Trump doubled down on his claims. He claimed that monumental damage was done to all nuclear sites in Iran, as shown by satellite images. He claimed biggest damage took place far below ground level. Now, U.S. B-2 stealth bombers and cruise missiles struck Iran's three most important nuclear sites: Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. Now, new satellites show the extent of external damages to these sites. The most heavily hit was Fordow. The site has been deliberately designed to withstand aerial attack. As per reports, its main centrifuge halls lie buried up to half a mile inside a mountain. Its above-ground facilities at Natanz, that is Iran's largest enrichment site, had already been damaged by extensive Israeli strikes. And reports say U.S. dropped 12 GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator bunker-busting bomb at this site. Now, Iran has claimed that there was no major damage at the site. Satellite images show holes on the ground, likely made by the impact of the bunker busters. But since most of the facility is underground, the exact assessment of the destruction is impossible. It is believed that much of Iran's mostly highly enriched uranium was stored at the Nuclear Research and Production Center near the city of Isfahan. International inspectors verified the fuel was there a fortnight ago, but satellite imagery suggests Iran may have moved it in recent days. The U.S. did not use bunker busters on Isfahan, which is thought to be mostly above ground, and instead attacked with cruise missiles. These strikes are thought to have damaged 6 additional buildings, including a fuel rod production facility. The above-ground facilities at Natanz, Iran's largest enrichment site, had already been damaged by extensive Israeli strikes. And Natanz also houses an underground centrifuge hall thought to have been the target of the 2 U.S. bunker busters. The site was also targeted by Tomahawk missiles, and according to the International Atomic Energy Agency, the impact may have knocked out power, potentially damaging centrifuges by causing them to spin out of control. A fuller picture of overall damage may emerge in the coming days, with experts urging caution about attaching too much credibility to both the U.S. president's claims of obliteration or Iran's claims of superficial damages. Now, various nuclear agencies within and outside Iran continue to report that no rise in radiation levels has been detected from sites hit by U.S. strikes. The International Atomic Energy Agency said that it can confirm that no increase in off-site radiation levels has been reported as of this time. Iran's Atomic Energy Organization said that there was no signs of contamination and that there was no danger to residents living around targeted nuclear sites. The nuclear authorities of 4 Gulf countries have also reported no unusual radiation levels. UAE's nuclear authority said U.S. attack on Iran's nuclear sites had no impact on the country. Saudi nuclear regulator also reported that no radioactive traces were detected in the environment of the kingdom or Arab Gulf states as a result of the U.S. strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities. Kuwait's nuclear authority also affirmed that there was no increase in radioactive traces found in its airspace or waters. Meanwhile, Qatar said it is also monitoring the rise in radiation levels in the Gulf. And to discuss more, we were earlier joined by senior political scientist Rafael S. Cohen, and this is what he told us about the ongoing situation in West Asia.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think President Trump means what he says, in the sense that when he gave the speech to the American people, he basically laid out a choice for Iran. Either you accept negotiations over your nuclear program now and take an off-ramp, or if you choose to retaliate and double down, the United States will escalate in turn. And I think the fairly blatant threat here with calling for regime change in Iran, I think that's part of the either you take the diplomatic off-ramp or something worse is going to happen, and that means going after leadership targets and trying to topple the Iranian regime. It's capable of doing so, at least in the military context. The Strait of Hormuz is quite narrow. Iran has plenty of fast speedboats, missiles that could go after sort of the slow lumbering oil tankers that provide a good chunk of the energy to the global market, by some estimates upwards of 20%. The question is, would they want to? And that goes into who gets that oil. And because it's primarily not the United States and not Israel that relies on the Strait of Hormuz for their oil, it's countries like China, India as well. And so that has a political motivation for Iran not to close it.